Aloha, it's wonderful seeing you today. So here's the idea. Make sure we're in tune. Do understand I've got a high G, which sounds an octave above yours. So when I have you've got your lower note, it's the same thing. It's just it's easier to hear because it's lower. The reason why the string is higher here is because back in the day when they had these on ships, they couldn't roll a string by hand with pig guts, binding it, making strings, and then when synthetic strings came along, the option to do what you have is there. So before you go ahead and buy another instrument that has something in it, let's rock and roll on this. Make sure all of our ideas are together and you're gonna be getting the right instrument for the type of music you wanna play. Now, granted, new toys are fun, but check this out. Different instruments have different body types, different sounds, and different inputs. So if we chat about that, that's a whole different explanation of what you're doing with this and how you're playing it. But let's work on that rhythm there, and then let's work on these finger styles and get our chords going on. Quick review, if we haven't already. Chords of the week that have a C major, or a D minor, or an E minor, an F major, a G major, an A minor, a B diminished. They function in a way where if we take those same shapes and play them with different fingerings, like a C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C, we could exclude the whole first finger. The reason why we do the spider exercises and the reason why we do the teeter-totters, these make muscle memory for our fingers to know how to do half steps. So when we're not just doing half steps going all the way up the fretboard and we're doing whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, we register those as being different increments or different intervals. Baby steps though. C to D, D goes to open E goes down a half step to F goes a whole step to G, G will be going a whole step to A, but we're gonna play the open A string. We're gonna go second finger to the B and then go half step to the C. That was a whole step, half step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. What we're going to be working on is being able to go C major with every different chord with different strummings. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I know that seems crazy, but we're gonna go until that makes sense, and then when we speed that up, it just naturally comes. Until we get our right hand going and our left hand going together, we're gonna focus on chords with teeter-totters, and then we're gonna add a couple songs onto that, like the next time we see each other, okay? So for this week, practice the chord of the week. You can also see the C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished aforementioned. I could also play those by barring the first fret, playing those same chords again. It's a little weird and a bigger stretch, but once you have those muscle memory skills from your teeter-totters, you're going to be able to play these like there's no tomorrow. And all these chords that I just played are the same ones. I just scoot them to a different position. There are different ways to go through this where you're playing just a few alterations, which are the same chords, and we'll get to all that. They're called inversions. Other than that, practice your spider exercises. Go through that concept. Use your chord of the week to place a finger while strumming, and then play it on the one. If I was doing G, I'd have G, rest, rest, rest. G, rest, rest, rest. G, and I would do this over and over again until it became subconscious. Not only that internally I'd be going, but I'd have to stop hitting my leg and just float my arm and keep this going. And then I could eventually go, but the idea is you don't want to stop strumming. You want to keep that going because you're eventually going to go to different chords. What we want to do is develop rhythm on the right hand. I hope that made sense. Can't wait to see you next week. Aloha.